Welcome back, folks, to yet another video here on the channel, where today, as you can see, are we are going to be reviewing Tokyo Ghoul, the complete box set. So yeah, I did get this like a while ago, like I'd say a week or so ago. So yeah, I'd say probably something close to like a week or something like that. But either way, today we are going to be reviewing this box set and see what my thoughts on it are, seeing as I genuinely really like this. But to begin with, as you saw that little spin around, we have the all of the cover art for all of the original 14 volumes here on the back, and then also this like art for the front of the box, which is basically the front cover for volume 7. And then also here we can see some picture from the torture scene from like Kanki's torture. That was, and this a rundown for this set is that it includes all original 14 volumes of the original series. Then it also includes a double-sided poster, and of course this extremely nice box set. So we are going to, and as we can see right here, we have, it says complete box set up here, and then we have all 14 volumes right here. So, and then the double-sided poster is at the end right there. But we are going to first take a look at all of the cover art for each of the volume, or for all of the different, all 14 volumes. If we can get the camera not being stupid, it is. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. So the cover art for volume 1 features Kaneki sitting in a chair with what looks to be like a book. So yeah, but and then as we can see here from the description, that Kaneki here is thrilled to go on a date with the Riz, or how you pronounce her name, but and it turns out that she's only interested in eating his body, and a morbidly dubious transformation turns him into the first half-human, half-ghoul hybrid, and so he must learn to survive the ghoul turf wars and learn more about the ghoul society and master his new powers. That's basically what it is, and I don't know how YouTube will feel about this. So yeah, and I just gotta say that panel of Nishiki is quite menacing, and also I've uh, actually finished it. I actually finished reading this series Sunday last week, I think it was. But yeah, also here is volume number 2. Yeah, and it basically follows the same as before, and yeah, this is where we meet in this book. This is where we meet all time one of my favorite characters from the series. This guy. Well, for those who have read this series, I think you can understand why I like Ura so much. So yeah, and I'm just gonna flat out say it. This guy is hot. So yeah, but this series is. But yeah, as I was gonna say, this series is a series that I really enjoy. Awkward moment. This is what we can talk about. Awkward moment. But either way, before I get too distracted, Tokyo Ghoul is a series that I can personally really love to read, seeing as it's both extremely well written, has good character development, and it's genuinely really interesting to watch. I mean, not watch, read. So yeah, but it's actually something that's. This is basically a horror thriller, I guess you could qualify it as. So yeah, I mean, I'm not quite sure on how it's qualified, but I think that it's qualified as a horror thriller. So yeah, and I mean, this is if you're into like dark, a little bit edgy, and horror and thriller, this is something I can genuinely recommend to that you pick up. And then also, if you're a manga collector, I personally think that this is something that you should. I think that this is something. I think that this series is like a must-have. At least the first couple of volumes, and like, can we appreciate how? And I think we all can appreciate how good that picture looks of him, Sugiyama. So yeah, but yeah, the characters in this series is like extremely well written, like Sugiyama and Toyuka, and then obviously Uren Yomo, and then obviously Uren Yomo. So yeah, but back to what we were saying about this being a have in the collection. I think that this is something all collectors should have in the in their collection. Like, if not the entire, like, every single volume, at least the first couple of volumes, like between books 1 through like 4 or 5, at least like book 1 and 2 is something that should be in the collection of all of them. And yeah, like this, I have nothing but praise for how good this series is, with both its storytelling and its artwork. I actually discovered Tokyo Ghoul in I actually discovered Tokyo Ghoul in my school, so that's how I got introduced to this series. I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit hesitant on reading it first, but and after reading the first volume, I realized that I thought it was extremely good, so I basically read through all of the volumes that was available in my school's library, which was volumes 1 through 8. And I'm not gonna lie, this is just an extremely good series. Like, it's an extremely good like manga to read if you're into this kind of stuff. And then obviously this isn't for people under like the age of maybe 14, 15. So yeah, this is more like for like an older audience, and kids under the age of 14, 15 could probably be quite traumatized. And as I was saying before, here we have the cover art for volume 7, and as we saw on the box, we have, this is the exact like same as cover as the box has, and and I gotta be honest, this looks genuinely really cool. I'm honestly just in awe at how good the author of this series, Suishida's story is. And obviously here, now that I have read the entire like series, the entire original series, I obviously gotta get the sequel series so, and I'm going to get there, but I'm not gonna get it right now. And we are at the end when we have gone through all of these volumes and the poster and what's in the back of the box, I'm going to discuss which of these covers is my favorite. And honestly, this panel right here, I really just like this so much. Like, it's just chef's kiss on this panel. It's just a perfect panel. And then I can say the same about this right here. But either way, and I also like how these speech bubbles kind of turn black and gray when the ghouls talk. And then obviously I think it was like an earlier volume where we saw this is what I mean right here. I like how the speech bubbles turn black sometimes, it's really refreshing from the usual white speech bubbles. And the action scenes in this manga is just absolute masterpiece. The artwork, the action scenes, it's just masterpiece. There is nothing more that can be said. And then obviously here we have series is just amazing in like every way. And once when we're at that topic, one character I'm not a huge fan of is Jusu Susuya. I don't know why that is, but I'm just not a huge fan of the guy. I think it was established that Jusu is a guy, but either way, Jusu isn't one of my favorite characters in this series. And as I was saying, one of my favorite characters in this series is Uta, as I said when we were at the book volume 2, I think it was. He was introduced, in one of the earliest volumes. But this series, one thing I really like about it is that you really get to question what's right and wrong. It doesn't really have it doesn't have any heroes or villains, seeing as both the humans and the ghouls are like, they're both heroes and villains in this story. That's one reason I think as to why I really enjoy this series, since it doesn't exactly have any real villains and heroes, kind of like the typical kind of like Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom. the ghouls need to eat humans to survive, seeing as that's the only way as to how they can survive. And this is just an amazing panel. You can't deny the fact that this right here looks so cool. One of my favorites, along with that one that I showed earlier. And too, because it's just really cute in those four. Not gonna lie, she's also one of my favorites, alongside, as I said, Uta before, and then also Ayaro. Amazing, but what was I saying? Yeah, this manga has quite a few amazing panels. Its story is amazing, and it doesn't really have any heroes and villains. Both are kind of like both heroes and villains in their own right. So yeah. That smuggy grin on his face is just something to tells me it tells me something's up with him, but I just really like it. That. And then we have here a man doing push-ups. So yeah, but yeah, it doesn't really have any clear heroes and villains like the Fantastic Four and Doctor Doom. Then what was I thinking of more? And like the X-Men and there and Mysterio, not Mysterio, Spider-Man and Mysterio, X-Men and what? And not Mysterio, Magneto. I don't know why I keep saying Mysterio when I mean to say Magneto, but like that we have, and I mean we can understand where Magneto's coming from. That's like we have a clear like difference here. Like this Tokyo Ghoul is more about it's more about the what I think it's more about the morality and the people's struggles and all of that, like what we don't see. That's what I really think and believe that what this series is about. What we can't see from people. And then obviously here, this is just one of my favorite quotes from this entire the original series of Tokyo Ghoul. All acts of taking are all equally evil. We take from the moment we are dropped into life. We take from those around us, even from our own blood. We butcher, kill, and take as long as we live. Life is a continuous commission of sins. Life is evil itself. I recognize I am evil. You are too. Now come kill me. I shall do the same. That is just so powerful, and I like that the owl here recognizes the fact that they're evil, like evil, quote unquote, evil, but not really like that morally evil, you know. And that's just one quote I really love from this series. Honestly, this is storytelling and character telling at its peak. Seeing, and I just, as I said before, I have nothing but praise for this series, seeing as it's just so incredibly good with its storytelling and its characters. And this is the final volume of the original series. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of like speed through this one a little bit, seeing as I kind of like don't wanna spoil things, but I guess I kind of do. This is, yeah, this is, it's like, it has so many emotional moments in it, and wow, it's just, I was just, when I was reading like the final volume, like Konike's like final moments before, you know, that whole thing happened, it was very emotional, and you know, it really hit me. And one thing I also like about this series is that you can sympathize with both the humans and the ghouls and see like where they're coming from, both sides. And now, as you can see, we're at the poster where this side just has a poster of Kaneki in his mask, and then here we have a poster of Kaneki and Toyuka living kind of like side by side. But yeah, this poster is just so cool. And here, as we can see inside, we have the cover art for volume 5, and also I'm just going to release this from the grip. Here we also have a few of these like drawings inside, like wine or glass full of either wine or blood, then a book, and also like either I think that's a bag, and then a rabbit. But yeah, I think that this is a series that's really worth getting, seeing as it's quite an eye-opener and can change how we act. Like, that's what I think. And then, obviously, if you want good storytelling, this is something I can really recommend. And then we're just gonna take a quick pause so I can fix something here with the actual volumes. So folks, now that we're back, as you can see, I have placed up all of the volumes here with in their like chronological order. And to hello, we're just gonna place number 2 with number 1, which is there. I'm going to like share with you which covers are my favorites out of all the 14 original volumes, and kind of like why they are. So we start here with number 1. I mean, I think it's a good cover. I think it's okay, but it's not great. Then, like, it's simple, somewhat simple, not too complicated, but it's just a bit meh. Then we have the cover for number 2, the volume 2. This is one of my favorites. The first is volume 2. It's just so beautiful. And then we have volume 3, also one of my favorites. It's very simple and it's just really clean. And number 4, I like this one, but it's better than the cover for volume 1, but I still like those more, the number 2, volume 2 and 3 more. Then we have volume 5. I don't really know what it is, but I just don't really like it. Volume 6. It's okay, I guess, but it's just not really my favorite at all. It's one of the lowest, if not the lowest. Then we have this one, the cover for volume 7, which, it's not good, but it's not bad. I'd say it's in the middle somewhat. I say volume 7's cover is in the middle. Volume 8 is, cover is just so good. And then, yeah, I just think that volume 8 does a really good job with how it's done. And then volume 8, no, that was volume 8. Volume 9 also does a good job at, but I think it's like a bit below volume 8. Volume 10, this one just really seals the deal with this character after Yamori's gone. Then this one, there's just a bit too much here. With this one, it's good, but too much. And then we have my absolute favorite cover, volume 12. Come on, it's expertly done. We have Uta, and it's just chef's kiss. This, like, there is nothing to say about it other than this is perfection, peak perfection on this cover. And then we have Arima. It's good. This one, I'm neutral towards this one, and so is I'm also neutral towards the cover of the last volume. But yeah, that was that. Now you see tons of stuff there, but yeah, that was. So what can we overall say about it? If you are someone who are looking into starting to collect manga, Tokyo Ghoul is something that I think is like a must-have in the collection, if not the entire series. At least like the first couple of volumes, like volumes 1, 2, and 3. And if you're like not sold with these 3 volumes, these first volumes of this series, then yeah, then there's not really, then you don't have to buy the rest of the books if you don't want to, just to have like the complete. But yeah, I am just so extremely like pleased with my purchase of this box set, and I'm actually also going to like purchase the individual volumes too when I when I can. I'm also going to purchase them so I have both the complete box set and the individual volumes. But yeah, that was all for today's video, so I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you all in the next video, whatever comes next.